Hello, it's day 23, and I want to talk about the sun and the moon. There's two halves to my personality. There's a daytime me, and there's a nighttime me. This is common for a lot of people, from what I hear. People will say that when they're lying in bed at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling, they can plan out what needs to be done to fix their life as if all of the steps were just laid out before them. But of course, actually implementing it the next morning is the hard part. And I'm no different in that sense. I have a daytime part of myself that wakes up every morning and fights the same war over and over again. Not because I want to, or even because I have to, but simply because it's what I've always done. Like, I struggle to eat healthy in the morning. I forget to pack my lunch pretty much every day. Or if I do pack my lunch, I forget it in the fridge. I struggle with the candy shelf every day. It's right over there, by the way. It's right over there. I've already rated it today. I'm going to show it to you at some point. But of course, nighttime me knows everything. Nighttime me says, okay, all you have to do, obviously, is just wake up, eat some bland oatmeal, eat a plain salad for lunch, and eat 2 chicken breasts for dinner, and all your problems will be solved. But I think that the problem is that the two halves of myself do not listen to each other. They have to start working together, and they're just not right now. There was a time in the not so distant past, probably last summer, where I would every night plan out my meals for the next day. It was nighttime me making a plan for daytime me, and it worked out pretty well because at that time I had a very hard and fast rule that whatever I put into the calorie counter the night before was all I was allowed to eat the next day. There was no divergence. I knew exactly what I had to eat. So daytime me listened because it was very rigid and easy to stick to. And nighttime me was a little bit more realistic. It gave some more leeway. As long as it was within the calorie range, it was fine. I would sometimes put like an Oreo or two on there just because I knew that daytime me needed a little bit of slack. But nowadays, daytime me doesn't really listen to nighttime me. And weirdly enough, the other way around doesn't work either. Like the past couple weeks, I've been driving to work and thinking to myself, oh man, I can't wait to get off work because I'm going to play all these great video games when I get home. I'm really going to relax. But by the time I get home, nighttime me is so zoned out that I don't even do anything but just sit there and browse the internet for hours and hours before, finally collapsing in bed. So why have I stopped planning my meals beforehand? And why have I stopped relaxing in the evening? Well, I think the answer to both of those questions is actually the same answer. It's because I'm not being realistic with my time. Daytime me really hates counting calories. I hate stopping my day and getting out my phone and doop, 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 poking in every little thing that I'm eating. That's part of the reason intuitive eating appealed to me originally. It doesn't really anymore, obviously, but it's part of the reason because the whole idea is you don't have to count calories. You don't even really have to think about it. You're just going to eat normally the way that your body wants. How easy. But it made me think, especially since I was talking about K-pop yesterday, like, you think Rosé from Blackpink just wakes up every morning and looks in the fridge? No way. She has everything all planned out. She knows exactly what she's eating in a day. So why do I have this idea that if I'm going to be fit and healthy, that I also have to be like completely carefree with my meal and diet plan? Completely carefree, never worrying about a thing. But the interesting thing is that now that I'm on day 23, I'm really starting to see the cycle emerge. And you might have already noticed it too, judging by, the number in the corner. I get heavier and more out of control. I get heavier and more out of control on the weekends. And then during the week, I sort of slip back into a lower weight. And I've been fluctuating in that 220 zone. I can't really break out of it either way. Like by the time I'm starting to get really heavy, I bring it back down. I start to restrict and control a lot more. And before I can break into the teens, the 219, before I ever quite get there, I hit the weekend and I binge again. So really, that Friday, Saturday binge, that's the key. That's the key to unlocking everything. And I'm convinced of that. So here's what I'm thinking. What if on Thursday night, I plan my meals for Friday? I have nighttime me, very, very responsible nighttime me, plan my Friday meal. Then on Friday, I can just eat those meals and not worry about tracking during the day. I can just go off and enjoy my day. What if Friday night me plans for Saturday? Do you see what I'm saying here? What if I do that very... Oh gosh, I'm so gross. Excuse me. That's what happens when I eat Airheads, man. Why do I keep eating them? God, it just makes me sick. But anyway, my point is, what if I plan my weekends in advance, where all I have to do is wake up and eat the foods? What if I do it that way? And then during the week, I can have my normal consumption, like I always do. Do you think that would work? Because if I could just break that weekend binge cycle, I really do think that I would make a lot of progress. It's something to consider at least. It's Monday right now, so I'm feeling really motivated again. Like now, again, look at the number in the corner. Look at it over there. Hey, number in the corner. My point is, it's starting to come down again. I was so heavy the other day because I binged, and now I've got it back under control, so now it'll come down just in time to have another binge on the weekend. That's the goal for this week. Break the binge cycle. Break the cycle. I have to figure out some way to do that. You know, for somebody who fights the same war over and over and over again, these videos have been very helpful in spotting the cycle. I'm starting to see the buildup now. And if I can catch it, maybe I can win the battle before it even gets started.